Saturday morning. I'm sitting around, it's the fall, I'm watching a little sports center. Phone rings. It's my buddy Joe, Forum Joe. He calls, he says, hey, can I come over? I'm like, Joe, come on over. He hang up, and my wife comes out, and she says, hey, who was that? I says, Joe. What's going on? Joe's coming over. She says, what do you mean Joe's coming over? I'm like, Joe's coming over. It's Saturday morning watching Sports Center. She says, okay. She picks up my shirt off the chair that was hanging there, gets my coffee, starts cleaning up the paper. I can tell she's heading for the kitchen. I'm like, honey, what are you doing? She said, I'm cleaning up. I'm like, why are you cleaning up? She goes, you said Joe's coming over. I said, yeah. She said, I don't want him to think we live this way. This is how we live. And I looked, that story actually happened, and I went back to my business, and I walked in the same way I want you to walk in tomorrow and look at your business to say, what if company was coming? What would you do different? What would you change? Or is it tour ready? For us, the question was it reporter ready? Someone at Channel 5 heard we were doing something a little unique, and they came and they wanted to do a story, and they wanted to not come in 3 weeks. They wanted to come that day. This was the result.
How's this for a job description? Dress code, shorts, and sandals. There's free fruit in every office. Loyalty is rewarded with Rolex watches. Oh, and you get unlimited vacation time from the day you start. Sound too good to be true? In his special report, News Channel 5's Nick Barris takes us to what might be the best place to work in Nashville.
I'm a lifer here.
It's great.
They trust us.
Just listen to what they say.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They all work for CJ Advertising, building brands for law firms. But this story isn't about ads. It's about the culture of this unique workplace.
It's more about how we go about the day than exactly what we do.
He runs his business by one simple principle.
Happy people make happy businesses. Great businesses do great things. We measure everything. We compare the year before. Everything's about growing and improving.
And they do look at everything, from the usage of disinfectant wipes to the state of employee morale. The feedback leads to things like fresh fruit in every room, or...
And we have two kinds of ice, Sonic Ice, which is everyone's favorite, and regular ice.
Who doesn't love Sonic Ice in a drink when you sit down with a good book? Oh yeah, there's that.
We pay people to read.
There's an in-house library stocked with books about advertising and the law. These smaller perks lead to bigger ones for loyal employees. 5 years, you get a cool Letterman's jacket. 10 years, a Rolex watch. And then there's the one-of-a-kind vacation policy. That benefit begins the moment you're hired.
We have an unrestricted vacation policy, which means if you need time, take it.
There's a free spirit feel. You never know what you might see in the hallway. And as you might expect, the dress is casual.
Do you expect to be professional, or can you come in sometimes in flip-flops and shorts, depending on what you have?
Absolutely, you can come in flip-flops and shorts.
Here's the not-so-secret secret. The employees like what they have. They want to keep it. So they work hard and everyone makes money. If they didn't, the perks would go away. That is the essence of CJ Advertising. And if you're like me, you're left wondering only one other thing. Are they hiring?
Well, it's fair to wonder if some employees abuse perks like that unrestricted vacation policy. Malham says very rarely. He's careful to hire the right type of person with a mindset to fit in with the team. And you know him very well,
I sure do.
don't
He
you?
used to work here at News Channel 5. We're
And
so
that's
proud of
awesome.
him. Wow.
Pretty great.
Fired from News Channel 5. Which made me unemployable, which made me start a business where I had no idea what I was doing. I certainly didn't understand culture. And the question is, how did we get from a place where I don't want CJ on my resume to a culture worth a News Channel 5 report on? And the answer was gradually and then all of a sudden, one thing at a time. And it started with naming the culture. Our culture's named Camel Culture. Why? Why is the advertising agency called CJ Advertising? Because I grew up as an Arab redneck in Arkansas, and I didn't know any better. So CJ stands for Camel Jockey, and our culture is Camel Culture. And everything we do inside our business that makes us unique is inside the camel. Not one of those things is so remarkable that I have to spend hours telling you about it, but all combined are our unique DNA. It's what we do different. And I submit to you, all of you do this already. Have you named it? Have you packaged it? Have you made a list of the things you've done? Have you named the pillars? Have you displayed your culture in your lobby, in your business, so that anyone at any time knows to be attracted to it or repelled from it, depending on who they are and who you're trying to attract? These are the mainstays of our culture. We educate our people to the highest degree possible because we'd rather train them and them leave than not train them and they stay. what we get is the best of both worlds. We have Better Book Club where we pay people to read. Instead of thousands of dollars for a conference in San Francisco that you drink every night and can't remember anything you heard, one book in your brain for $100 can change your business for a long, long time and the life of the person that read it. Recognition constantly when they do things right. Stop catching them doing something wrong. Always what they've done right. Make their day. Make work the place they can't wait to get to. Leave crazy at home and come to a place where people respect you and like you, and you want to be a part of that. Birthdays, not just for them, but for their kids. Honor their kids on their birthdays, and you'll win their hearts forever. Kid and dog friendly because people smile when they see them. Morale surveys because you can never stop listening to your people and what they do. Give them the time they need to do their job when they want to do their job. And instead of having a lot of rules, have one, which is do the right thing. But you might not be that kind of boss. And this is where you might be offended by what I'm about to tell you. But you might want to think about the fact that if you have a reserved parking spot, you might not be a great boss. If you have more pages in your policy manual than you have people to read your policy manual, you might not be a great boss. It's more about values and guidelines than rules. For the one that does it wrong, you've spent years building your business, and every time somebody does something that you don't want done, you create a rule for the 99 because of the disruption of the one. Not rules, just values. Flexibility is the new 401k. Let people work when they work their best. I believe that it's not when they work, it's not where they work, it's the work they get done. Does that mean you need to know what success looks like? Yes, but flexibility is the new 401k. And if you're too busy giving them something to cry about, as opposed to leading them to where you want to go, if you're driving that train, if you're spanking one word at a time, and we've all done it, I caught myself years ago in an emotional spanking of my child as opposed to leading them towards what they wanted to do. And your team's the same way. Lead, don't drive. Because at the end of the day, your culture is not about them, it's about you. People say often, if I had better people, I'd have a better culture. And the truth is, if you were a better leader, you'd have a better culture because culture reflects leadership. What I know is that I knew nothing of any of this when I first started business, but over the years, I read and I learned and I listened to my peers and I talked to people about their business, and I found that ideas are cheap, that execution can happen in short bursts, but that culture builds true success. And it's what got me to be an overnight success in only 20 years. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the culture I've built, and what I know more than anything is that if it's worth doing, it's worth doing wrong. Thank you for 10 minutes.